All right, folks, today is build day, and we are getting ready to reassemble. I've also got an issue. I painted the hubs, and I painted over my mark as to which one was for which side. So that's going to be fun, because you're not supposed to mix one set of bearings with the wrong races. At least that's how I was taught. So we're gonna give it hell. I painted over my marks, and whatever, it is what it is. First tool that you're gonna need to check the torque on that while it's moving. So I scooped up one of these for inch pounds. I've seen different ratings of people saying everything from 16 to 38 inch pounds. We're going to split the difference and go with 25 because I'm not changing the bearings. I'm not changing anything in there. I've also seen that you got to test it while the axles are out. Do I know? No. So we're going to do it both ways. We're going to do it without the axles in right now. And then once I load the hubs and get everything cleaned up and installed, then we're going to do it again. So right here, you'll see that I'm at 9 inch pounds. Yeah, just about 9. So, and we're supposed to be at like 25. So I'm assuming, you know, with the axles in. So we're going to get everything put back together. I got everything painted, everything cleaned, got these installed. I got to paint those, but that's it. Everything's done on the axle, ready to go. I'm hoping to get this all put together and in. So we're going to do a breakdown on how to get the hubs installed and all that other stuff. All right, tools, parts, and stuff you're going to need for this. I like Timken. This should be the proper seal. There's the part number 370247A. Focus. There we go. So that's for that. These are the O-rings for the end of the axles. Oh, wait, here's the box. Dorman 926163. So that should be for that. Don't want to lose that. This is important. Do I know why? Nope, don't know why, but it's important. Anyway, ABS sensor 970012. We're going to change that afterwards. I don't need to change it. That one works, but it's old and I'm rebuilding everything in the axle anyway. Most things. We're just going to change it. And then this is supposedly, this is what the dealer said, the pinion seal that we got to change. BL3Z4676A. Looks right. We're going to find out. So, I'm going to take this. Oh, this axle calls for 75/140. My oil didn't come in yet. I ordered a 5-gallon pail of it because I'm going to be doing these 2 axles and then 2 more for the other truck, but I figured this is just enough to get us going for the day. So we want to get said bearing. I already cleaned these yesterday. They're pretty good. They're in good shape. You don't have to do anything crazy with it. I like throwing it in there, and then I'm going to take a little bit of oil, get it in the groove, turn it, make sure that we're good, and then drive the seal in. So we're going to do that. Next, you want to install your little ring antlers facing down. So that's literally just going to go just like that. That's it. That's all it does. Doesn't do anything else. Just hangs out. Seal. This goes in there like that. Comes pre-greased, at least the Timken ones do. And this just goes on just like that. So I'm going to get that driven in there. Then we've got to get that set of bearings in, there's a little groove in here, little channel that I like filling up with oil before I slide it all on there. We get that in there, and then we've got to do this. Torque spec for this is 70, especially for used bearings. You get it on there to 70, then this is ratcheting, so with the special socket, you go back 7 clicks. I can't do it with one hand, but it clicks, so it goes back 7 clicks, and then you're good. With new bearings, I believe it's only 5 clicks. And while you're doing it, you got to rotate it to make sure everything's good and hunky-dory. Okay, this is going to be a little hard to do with one hand, but I think I got it set up. So we got this leaned back. Seal is in, and you'll see that rubber section is just hitting that ring in there. And you can see that groove right in front of the bearings there. Just a little bit, just a wee little bit right there. That's what you want to get this oil in there. Get a whole bunch in there. Don't need to go crazy, but just enough to start things going. And then we're going to get that pressed right in there. It should be good to go. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Nope, definitely going to need 2 hands to get that in there. Can't push it. I'll be right back. Okay. Wasn't easy, but you grab one hand here, stick it through the slots, one ear there, wiggle it back and forth, and you should be good. I got this all oiled up. She's ready to go. We're going to get that all right in there. We're good. Then we're going to get this in here. Let's see if I can. Now you got your little tang there. Line it up on that one. Now one of these nuts goes one way and one of them goes the other way. Righty-tighty and lefty-tighty. Do I remember which one goes which way? No. But we're going to figure it out. I got to take that out. Let's get that out of there. We're good. Let's get that in there. I wonder if this is the right way. I don't remember. Nope. This one goes this way. That's the right way. Now this has to get to, what did I say, 70? 70. Okay. Let's grab our chintzy tool here. Get it to 70. What are we even at right here? Foot-pounds, we're at, oh man, we are way off. Get this going up here. Okay. Let's see, we're getting close. Come on. Let's hope that doesn't break. Come on, a little more. There we go, we're at 70. So now we got to go back. I can't really turn it while I'm doing this, but yeah, there we go. Okay, let's check it again. One more, yep. There we go. It's tough to do this with one hand, I tell you. Check it again. Yep, we're good, we're right there. Lift that up. And we got to go back 7 clicks. Come on. Oh, the axle's lifting up. There we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. I just got it wedged right there, so it's not terrible, but spins good. Seems all right. Take that out. We gotta get ready to get this shaft put in here. So I gotta move this stuff, move that, and we'll get ready to slam one of those in there. And you can tell shafts are different sizes, so it should be pretty easy to see which one goes in which side. All right, O-ring is on. We're good to go. So, gotta get her in there. It's gonna be kind of a pain to get it to line up with one hand, but not terrible. Okay. A little bit more now. These bolts are supposed to be, let me see if I remember, 85 foot-pounds? I don't remember exactly. I'm willing to bet they're like 80 foot-pounds. I got to get these a little cleaned up and get a little bit of thread locker on there, which I've got somewhere around here. I don't remember where, but I got to get these cleaned up, get them installed, lock them down. They're 13 millimeter, I think, or 18, I think. There. Yeah, 18 millimeter, 80 foot-pounds. Do them in a pattern across, you know, just like putting your tires on. I'm gonna get those installed, get it painted real quick, and then we're gonna start getting this brake hardware on. Actually, no, I'm gonna wait on the brake hardware. I want to get the other side built so then we can go back to doing this again. And I bet you it's already changed because that axle's in there. Oh yeah, we're at a solid 10 right now. So either way, we'll get it figured out. All right, we got that done, all torqued 80, and I got it all painted up. So that's going to be drying for a little bit, but I wanted to show you before we start. I'm going to throw the outside on a time lapse. Now that we've got one axle in, see how much difference we've got on this. Now we were at 10 before, and I checked it just a second ago. It's like at 11 or 12 or something. We're just over 10. We're at 11. So it's going up. So once we get that other side in, it should be back to where it needs to be. And then we'll get that popped off, clean it, get the new seal driven in, get this painted, and hopefully get it all reinstalled and be done with that. I'm going to throw this on a time lapse so you seeing as how you guys already know what that looks like. We're just going to get this going, and hopefully we can get the calipers and brake arms and all that other stuff put on today as well. All right, got that on. Now you saw me when I was torquing the lock nut. I did it twice because it felt like it got loose. Maybe it jumped in a little bit more, and I didn't like how it was feeling, so I loosened it up all the way, retorqued it, backed it off, and it felt better. So now it's doing pretty good. We're gonna check this again to see where we're at now that we've got both axles in there. Now before we were at 10 originally with nothing in it. Then we were at like 12. We'll see where we're at now. So we can see. Okay, we're at, focus, 16. Oops. Come on. Yeah, we're about at 16. So it's on the low end, which is kind of weird, but hey, whatever. So we're gonna pull it apart and get that cleaned up and see what we got to find in there. All right, that was rusted on there pretty good. I had a hard time getting it off. I actually had to get the 3-jaw puller. And it struggled, but the nut, at least on this one, 1 1/8, popped that right off. And you can see this is going to be all sorts of nasty. Yeah, there's going to be shit getting in there. So I gotta take my time with pulling that apart. And then this is equally as bad. You want to check here to see if you have any bad grooves or anything. I think they sell a kit. It's a sleeve that goes over it. But this never leaked, so I'm not really too concerned about it. That's pretty clean. I'm just gonna clean it up a little bit and then needle scale the whole thing, get the rust all off of there. But I'm gonna try my best to get this out and prevent shit from going in there. And then we'll come back and hopefully this is the right seal. I don't know. It's looking right. It looks right. Yeah, it's got that funny little lip on the outside there, so I'm gonna say that it's right. It looks right to me. So we're gonna work on getting that out because that's definitely gonna take a while, and then I'll come back when we get ready to install. Okay, what a fight! This thing, there's nothing left of this thing. Come on, focus. There we go. Nothing left of it. Shot, totally destroyed. I had to pull the bearing out because we got a little bit of stuff in there, and this was all built up with all scale. So I got that rag in there. I'm gonna clean this up. There's still a little bit of a lip in here of some nasty stuff I gotta try and get out because the rust was coming out and going in, so it was heaving this apart. I don't know how this hasn't leaked, but it didn't. So I'm gonna clean it up. Then I got to clean that whole thing up, and then we'll get it back together. But it goes back together the same way, so it shouldn't be that hard. Get it on, tighten it up, and then check the inch pounds again. And we're going to tighten it down a little bit more because there's a crush collar. The race is here. There's a little collar that sits right here to set the preload. So since this wasn't tight before, or within specs, we're going to tighten it up a little bit more. We're going to see where it's at afterwards. So let's get to cleaning that and getting that all needle scaled and cleaned up and painted. Okay, so I did hit record before, but my phone died, and for some reason it didn't save the video. But got it all cleaned out. Got the new seal driven in there. Now sometimes, because that has a flange on it, so sometimes when you're hitting it with a hammer, it bends it over. I like keeping pieces of wood around. This was actually a sledgehammer. I broke the handle and I cut them into different lengths, and it works pretty good. I use it for a lot of different stuff. Good thing to have. Drove it in there, cleaned it all up, wire wheeled the shit out of this, and I pulled the little slinger off. You can see how it spins around. It sits on a lip, so when you take this out, you can just pop it off and you can get everything nice and clean in there. Got everything good. Drove it back on, put it on with the gun because it was still a little tight. Now, if you remember, we were originally at 10, then we got up to 12 and 14, and I think once we had both axles and everything in, we were at like 16 or 18. Now, because there's a crush collar in there, I tightened it a little bit more. So we're at about 20 here once it gets going. So you can follow that around. It's kind of hard to record and do it at once. But I'm liking that. So that looks good from my house. I'm gonna get that primed, get it painted, paint those nuts, and then I'm just gonna assemble the brakes, which is very easy. I don't know if I need to really go through that with y'all. We got the brackets over there. Got to put the rotors on, brackets, calipers, and then I just got to wait for the stainless steel brake hoses. And then this is pretty much done. I will see you guys on the next one.